Hello everyone and welcome to the NJCAA Spring Sports Preview from our NJCAA studio here in Charlotte. Winter sports are hitting the home stretch and crossover season is here, so all week we give you the breakdowns of some teams to watch this spring. To open the week, we feature three different sports: men's lacrosse, flag football, and men's volleyball, and we start with men's volleyball. Plenty to be excited about this year, as this season marks the sport's debut as a championship-level offering, raising the stakes even higher. Let's rewind to New York last year, where the College of DuPage captured the 2025 NJCAA Men's Volleyball Invitational, cementing themselves as the new kings of the court. The lone set loss of the entire tournament for DuPage came in that title match against number 2 Nassau, as the Chaps finished the weekend with a historic invitational performance, ending 24-2 on the season. Freshman Adam Janowiak led the way with 11 kills, while tournament MVP and current Calvin University player Justice Barble delivered 7 kills, 2 aces, and a complete performance with 11 digs, 2 solo blocks, and 4 block assists against the Lions. So far this year, the Chaps are on a strong run, finishing an undefeated week last week to sweep the Monroe University Invitational, again only dropping 1 set in total to Nassau. Braden Tejada and Danny Overland shined offensively as they step up as sophomore leaders. Let's hear from Coach Tolis Koskanaris on his outlook on the season and how he plans to return the Chaps to the limelight.
We're expecting a lot of things this year from our returning Year 2 players, so that would be Adam Janowiak, Braden Tejada, Danny Overland, amongst others, Jahir, Lance Mueller, and I'm sure I'm missing a couple in there as well. But we're expecting them to really lead the way after the national championship season last year. But that being said, it's a new year. Everybody's got in a 2-year cycle. Everybody's got a lot of new players, so we'll see what everybody has this year. But we feel pretty good going into it.
Now, Nassau didn't go down without a fight last year. The Lions' run in this tournament proved equally as impressive, bouncing back from an 11-win season in 2024 to go 26-4 last year. Last season, Nassau led the nation with 254 service aces and will return a talented core of rising sophomores. Thomas Wildman and Tristan Harrison put up a combined 22 kills and 4 aces against Middlesex last week. Head coach Nick O'Malley is hungry to get his team to the championship. Hear the high praise he has for his new heat of freshmen and what his season will entail for the Lions.
My name is Nick O'Malley. I'm the head coach for the Nassau Community College Lions. Heading into this season, we're really excited to really show what we have this season as last year's national runner-ups. The guys we brought in this season from this recruiting class are really something to watch. They're putting in a lot of hard work and they're growing a little bit more every day. And the guys who are returning from last season are hungry to really repeat last year and get another national championship appearance. They're all putting in the hard work that's needed to get us to that point, and I think we really have something special building with this team.
And let's not forget about Union. As you can tell, this team is amped up to avenge last year's run. They took a tough loss against Nassau in the 2025 tournament, but the Owls are not to be overlooked. Impressive shutout wins against Finger Lakes and Roxbury in the Monroe University Invitational will fuel this Union squad as they go headstrong into this season. Don't sleep on other teams who made deep runs last year as well. Finger Lakes comes in at number 2 in the preseason polls. Northampton is number 4, and Bryant and Stratton, Wisconsin takes the 6. A bunch of teams looking sharp heading into this year's slate, and lots to look forward to as we transition from the court to the field with men's lacrosse. It wouldn't be NJCAA Lax without the juggernaut in the Hartford Fighting Owls. Top-seeded Hartford defended its national championship with a 20-10 win over second-seeded Nassau to make it a three-peat. They also marked a second perfect season for the Fighting Owls, who absolutely dominated throughout the year, winning every game by 8 goals or more and closing the year with a 14-0 record. This season, they're already hitting the ground running with a few scrimmages against some NCAA-level schools, and the Fighting Owls clearly prepping for another stab at the title. Keep your eyes peeled for sophomore attackman George Schoenfeld, as well as goalie and defensive player of the tournament last year, Jack Donovan. They both put up impressive performances in the championship game and will be key alongside the rest of this Hartford squad. Head coach Aaron Verratti was just recently named the Junior College 2025 Coach of the Year with a 102-34 all-time record, 75% win percentage. Could we see Coach Verratti lead his Parliament of Fighting Owls to a four-peat on their home turf? We'll see what unfolds, but we would be remiss if we didn't mention last year's runner-up, another big name in the Lax world. It's Nassau. Despite the loss, the Lions' early lead in the championship last year was promising. They entered the tournament as a 2 seed after they edged out CCBC Essex by 2 goals. The Lions leave big shoes to fill as a slew of talented players will be moving on to the 4-year level, including first-team All-American Jake Lewis, who will be moving on to Stony Brook. Well, let's not kid ourselves here. The Lions are no stranger to the taste of glory. 23 championship wins have cemented their legacy in the NJCAA Lax world. Safe to say they've been down this path before and are eager to capture their 24th. How about the Knights of CCBC Essex? They fought tooth and nail, trading blows with the Lions all game in that semifinal matchup. Obviously not the result they were hoping for, but again, a promising look for the Knights as they have a large group of commits joining their cavalry. Sophomore captain Peyton Moritzen will be a name to watch. He found the net 40 times last season as a freshman and was credited with 22 assists. As you can tell by now, the NJCAA lacrosse landscape is loaded with proven programs. There's no shortage of talent across the field, with teams like Onondaga, Genesee, and Howard all in the mix as well. While each fell earlier in last year's championship run, they're no strangers to making deep postseason pushes, and with plenty to unfold on the road to Bel Air, the race for the title is up for grabs. Okay, moving right along to flag football, a new competitive landscape that's quickly finding its footing. This marks just the 4th invitational since NJCAA flag football's inception in 2023, and so far one program has set the standard: Florida Gateway. 3 straight dominant invitational wins have thrust the Timberwolves into the spotlight. Across 4 games in last year's tournament, they outscored opponents 273-19, averaging more than 68 points per contest. Doubling as a Timberwolf and representing flag football for the U.S. national team, London Jenkins has made her name known as well. She's a human joystick and plays both sides of the ball. 3 pick sixes in last year's final against Daytona State gave the Timberwolves a 68-13 victory. Let's hear from London on what this opportunity has meant to her.
The most special part about being a part of the Timberwolf family, I would say, is the sisterhood. We have a strong bond. We play together, we fight together, and I feel like that's why we win. One of my proudest accomplishments during my NJCAA journey will be flying to Kansas, going to play in a national championship game, winning the national championship, and coming back with that ring on our fingers. My experience here at FGC gave me the confidence to just be who I am. My name is L3, as many people know. It just gave me the confidence to go out there and juke people, catch the ball, have fun, celebrate in the end zone. Just gave me the confidence to be who I am.
Route runner and defensive hawk Tramisha Harris was also key in last year's run. She took home MVP of the Invitational and is now continuing her career with the Seahawks of Kaiser University. The Wolves will catch the rock from a 3-deep QB room consisting of sophomore Emma Clow, who dropped some dimes last year. Despite the loss, Daytona State had an impressive go in the tournament. The 10-8 season was capped off by a shutout against Bryant and Stratton, Wisconsin, to punch their ticket to the final. Watch out for Zena Bellamy, the sophomore returner and FCSAA Flag Football Defensive Player of the Week, who will look to make her mark again in 2026. She's joined by Ava Colubiali, who saw the Offensive Player of the Week recognition for her efforts last season. 15 teams set out to make their case this season, all chasing a trip to Kansas City. Shout out to Pratt, who also turned heads in last year's Invitational, adding to that field that's deep with contenders. The top is crowded, but the margins are thin. The opportunities are everywhere. Okay, that wraps up our very first installment of Spring Sports Previews. Tune in tomorrow where we'll be covering everything baseball. We will see you then as we sign off from the NJCAA headquarters in Charlotte, North Carolina.